everyone. So today I am going to talk you through some flowers, and I'm going to touch on some flowers maybe that from my own experience over the last few years I have noticed that they don't press as well as others. So I will show you these flowers and I'll give you all the names of them, and it'll just give you an idea if you are getting married and you're considering maybe what flowers to include in your bouquet. It'll give you a good indication of maybe what flowers might press a little bit better than others, and also if you have flowers in your garden that you would like to get pressed and bring in, and at least you'll have an idea kind of what presses best. So here I have this beautiful bridal bouquet made by the Flower Studio on Cecil Street here in Limerick City. I love the size of this bouquet. I think it's a really nice amount of flowers for me to have to work with after the wedding. There's a nice selection of colour, which is really important when you are getting your bridal bouquet pressed. It is nice to have even just a little touch of colour amongst kind of creams and whites and greens. If that is your colour scheme, it's nice to add a small bit of colour, or equally to have lots of different colours is always really nice as well, because colourful flowers do tend to hold their colour a little bit better when they're pressed as opposed to pressing white flowers, for example. When I look at this bouquet, I think the first thing I see is the beautiful selection and also the lovely colour. But what's very important as well in this is the foliage. So Roisin has used this beautiful eucalyptus, which you can see here. There's two different varieties. They're very similar, but they're just slightly different. And looking at it, I suppose you wouldn't notice the two different varieties. Maybe it wouldn't be the first thing you'd notice, but when they are pressed, there is a massive difference, and it's really nice just to add that bit of variety to the finished product of the pressed bridal bouquet. So there's also a lovely little bit of baby's breath, which is this flower here. It's also known as gypsophila, and it's really popular in bridal bouquets. I love to see it in bouquets because it presses to perfection, which is great. It always keeps its colour, keeps its shape, and it just looks beautiful. On any colour mount board it will be gorgeous. The foliage, the baby's breath, and then I suppose moving on to maybe the roses. So there is a nice variety of roses in this bouquet, which again I love to see. So there is this beautiful peach rose here, which you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. And then Roisin has also used this really nice baby pink rose here, which has like really nice kind of ruffles along the lovely petals. And then there's really nice spray roses as well, which are in kind of a nice cream shade. They're nice and small, so the petals will press really well. I'll actually break one off and show you the size of them in comparison to a larger rose. I can show you. And it's really nice to have flowers that are different sizes in a frame because they can look really nice. So that is the petal of the larger rose, and that is the petal of the smaller spray rose. So when I'm pressing roses, I do generally tend to take them apart like this and press each petal individually. But when I'm creating the finished product, I can put the rose back together, so it will look like it was almost never taken apart. You would not know. And then sometimes people do prefer to have more of kind of a wilder style of artwork where I wouldn't recreate the rose. This can be said for any flower, roses, or even moving on to this lovely lilac lisianthus here, which presses really well also. So we will chat about that in our consultation. Anyway, I never make anything without going through everything with the customer, but just to give you an idea. This lovely lisianthus flower, I'm going to break it off and show you it on its own. It's absolutely beautiful. It comes in lots of different colours and different varieties. I have seen a lot of this lilac shade lately. I know it's going to be very popular, I think, over the next 6 to 12 months. But it does also come in a beautiful deep purple and a lovely raspberry. And those two colours, in my own experience, do tend to press a little bit better. So it might just be worth considering maybe going a shade darker if you kind of like that look, because it does press really well. It also comes in a really nice white colour, which is this flower here, and it has these really nice buds. So the buds are the same on all of the different colours, be it the raspberry or the deep purple. You'll have this same kind of almost lime green bud. It'll just be the flower that'll be different. As well as that, then in this bouquet, Roisin has included the clematis flower, which is this lovely kind of lilac flower here. I absolutely love pressing this. It's kind of an amazing flower really. When it's pressed, all the different textures within it, you can see kind of the lovely fluffiness almost of the centre of it, and then the really nice kind of smooth petals at the back. They have a really nice kind of two-tone element as well. There's a deep purple, which in fairness, you know, you wouldn't see, I suppose, on the day of your wedding, but when the flowers are pressed, you know, you often might notice these things a little bit more. So in this bouquet as well, there is a really nice lemonium flower, which I'm going to break a little bit off and show it to you. I love pressing it because it keeps its colour absolutely perfectly. So this is a little bit of it here. Again, it's a really nice delicate flower, but it's really nice to have it kind of within the bouquet. So Roisin has kind of spread it out throughout the bouquet. Again, you know, similar to the baby's breath, it's probably not the first thing you would notice when you look at it, but all of these really small delicate flowers add up so much. And with the finished product of the pressed bridal bouquet or any pressed flowers, they will be really obvious. Roisin has also included these gorgeous yellow calla lilies, which I just think are an amazing pop of colour, and I'm really glad that she has included them for two different reasons. So number one, they're beautiful, the colour of them is amazing, but they do not press that well, unfortunately. I've tried over the last 4 or 5 years to, you know, press them using different methods, and I have noticed that they don't tend to keep their colour, unfortunately. They can go a much darker shade, almost kind of brown, unfortunately. Now, I suppose a lot of people like that look, and it can be really nice amongst other lovely flowers in the frame, but certainly if you were considering getting a bouquet of all calla lilies, for example, maybe it might be no harm to get in touch beforehand and I could show you what the finished piece would look like. They do come in lots of different colours. They come in a really beautiful deep burgundy, which is probably the best of all the calla lilies for pressing. They also come in cream, pink, and lots of different colours. But I suppose the reason I was so glad that they were in it was, I suppose, to just say that it's absolutely fine to have flowers in, be it your bridal bouquet or a special birthday bouquet, that don't press that well. And you know, it has happened loads of times in the past where there is, you know, maybe two different varieties of flowers amongst, as you can see, an array of flowers that don't press that well. So it's absolutely fine to leave those out. I will always tell you, you know, if you are getting flowers pressed and like that, if there is a calla lily, I will let you know straight away that it maybe mightn't press that well. I'll still press it and I can show it to you, and then you can decide if you'd like it in it. But definitely don't let that you know, put you off having them in your flowers if you really love them. Like, just because they don't press that well, like as you can see, there's still a phenomenal amount of beautiful flowers. So I would definitely still include be it calla lilies or any other type of lilies. They, you know, they still will be beautiful in your bridal bouquet, and you know, whoever your florist is, they will make you a gorgeous bouquet. But it is just, I suppose, you know, important to say that some flowers maybe don't press that well. I just think it's a stunning bouquet. I can't wait to press it. I will show it to you when it's framed in a few weeks' time. And a big thanks to Roisin from the Flower Studio just on Cecil Street here in Limerick City for this beautiful array of colour.